We are here. You are live. I am Marcus Flowers, one Marcus Flowers on all social media platforms, and I am joined by my host.
You know who it is. Metro Meta, the Oracle, one who stands above all others, and welcome.
And you are here. You are in for a brand new premiere. This is the one, the only, the best, the greatest review podcast. We are officially called the Daily Planet Podcast Review. And on this podcast, we will be reviewing some of our favorite superhero shows, such as The Flash, Black Lightning, Supergirl, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Runaways, Cloak and Dagger. We've already done a Cloak and Dagger, but we have a new mantra for it to be under. And Daredevil, Iron Fist, everything and everything in between. So this is volume 1, episode 1, and we are discussing the first 2 episodes of The Flash. Now, Morgan, tell me how you feel about the first 2 episodes.
I like them. It seems like a good startup for the Flash, and they got everything. They got everything down. They discussed the things that happened last time. Overall, I'd probably give it a grade for 2 episodes. Good 7 out of 10. Would recommend.
Okay, so what I definitely liked about these episodes is that it seems that they went back to their core. They went back to season 1 to have like a real focus on family. Like the first 2 episodes, you have Nora dealing with Barry Allen being her father and Iris Russ being her mother. You have Caitlin and dealing with her father and now her mother, and you have Cisco dealing with his heartbreak and loss of basically like a family member. And so it seems like the Flash is really focusing on what made it work season 1, which is family. And another thing that I am just really excited about is we're finally seeing Barry become the mentor he's supposed to be. Now, I say that because when Wally first showed up, I have a theory that he arrived on the Flash too soon because Barry was still trying to figure himself out as a superhero, so he couldn't be his fullest form as a superhero while mentoring Wally. And basically Wally was just thrown in there, and he was basically like an afterthought. But this season, we're seeing Barry be the mentor that he is in the comics, and we're seeing it use it on like his daughter, which adds just like another layer to it, because we see Barry not only open up his shell, but we see him trying to be the type of mentor that like Jay Garrick was to him, and even so far as like Eobard Thawne, who was like Wells. And so I really like that, and I also really like how they gave Ralph Digby use something other than like, because I don't think he's used his powers at all this season so far, if I'm wrong. But we're seeing him use other facets of his character, such as his detective skills, to help, especially with Caitlin. And one of the things that I am really glad that they're doing, I like how they're having separate stories, but they're still combining, they're still meeting in the middle. Like on the last episode, we have them trying to cheer up Cisco from like he's still dealing with heartbreak, and we have them trying to help with Caitlin and seeing her fear about why she doesn't want to really know who faked the death certificate. And so I really am just like, I'm really enjoying that.
Yeah, I think they're definitely doing a lot of things right. I think one of the main things that I liked was they got rid of the satellite. They got rid of that satellite, and like one of the things that people don't get about writing is that the more information your characters have, the harder it is for you to like do things in the background. Like one of the biggest examples is the Marauders map from Harry Potter, where it gave Harry so much information that the fact that he was having problems was difficult for people to understand.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So
I really, sorry to interrupt you, but go ahead.
yeah, yeah. So them getting rid of the satellite, even though I think eventually they're gonna come up with the fix, it really grounds the story more because now you see that they have to be more reactive instead of proactive. They can't track down people as often or as well as they can, and it might
Yeah,
lead to a few more interesting problems.
it
I do like
shows. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I do like the actress who's playing their daughter. I think she's pretty well, especially because she's sort of older than both Barry and
Yeah,
Holly.
she is. She's older than both of the actors that play her parents.
It's
Yeah,
magical what they can
yeah.
do.
No,
I like the show a lot.
I completely agree with you with the whole. They're basically flying in dark. They're basically running in the dark when it comes to finding metas, which is basically like a new wrinkle that they have because they've always had the satellites, but now they have to be more they have to be more innovative when it comes to finding their metas. And even with the last episode with I can't remember her name. She was shrinking men into like blocks and killing them. But she yeah, they basically had to like trace dark matter throughout the city to make sure that they found her. And I also liked how they've done the comic book thing with just saying they've kind of done like the DC comics with like type of revisionist history by saying there were metas before the particle accelerator because originally if you thought Cisco got his powers through the particle accelerator, it just developed late. But with Caitlyn, we see that she got her powers way before back when she had her powers when she was a child. And also the name on her certificate, her father's name is Icicle Jr. in the comics. So hopefully we'll see something come of that. But it's just it's very interesting to see how just seeing them interact. It feels like refreshing. Like just last season seemed so long because it was like, oh, the thinker, he's ahead of us, and it just seemed like everybody was tied to the main villain, and that didn't give the characters a chance to really grow. And also, I really like Nora Allen just because she uses the word sway, which, if you know the word sway, where have we seen that before, Morgan? Do you know? Sway was
What
the
is the word sway?
sway was the word used for like awesome in the series Batman Beyond. So we could with especially with this whole Elseworld crossover that we're going to be seeing in December, we may get a Terry McGinnis sighting as Batman Beyond. But who knows? I really am I'm just really like I'm really excited to I'm really last season it felt like watching the Flash was such a chore to me, but this season it just feels refreshing.
What do you feel of the cicada?
Okay, so I mean I don't mind Cicada. It definitely adds a wrinkle because it shows that without their powers, the Flash team pretty much sucks. Uh,
I could have
we
told you
we
that
saw
they're a
that.
bunch of nerds. They
We
don't know
saw
anything.
if you remember we saw remember Barry was training with Oliver. Well, it shows that he did not do his training that long. It looks like he stopped. And I do like that. I'm very interested to see the connection between Nora and Cicada. Cause it
Cicada.
Cicada, yeah, because he is from the same time as her. So we will that's just from the comic, so we will see that.
Yeah, super interesting. I love the name cicada. Then again, I watch so much Higurashi. Every time I hear those buzzes, I get flashbacks.
Yeah.
It's scary. But I think he's gonna be a really interesting villain. He definitely seems like somebody who hates metas and is going specifically after metas, which is gonna be something that's interesting to go up against and to see how he works with the Ellen family. It looks like Wally's leaving again. So we're losing at this point. How many sidekicks has Barry had? He had what was the first kid class? The girl. What was her name?
Jesse, but Jesse wasn't really like a sidekick. Like she wasn't there all the time, so it does make sense for her not to be there. She's on a different Earth. But I do just like how like the humor this year just feels like it's not all it's not all dreary and sad. Like we're actually seeing Barry laugh, which through Flash comics that's not gonna last long. But it's still like refreshing to see like right now. And we're also seeing the transformation of Joe. Spoiler alert: I do think Joe West is dying this season. I feel like he has reached the epitome of his character, and there's just nothing more for him, especially now that Flash has gone into this mentorship role. And also another thing that I have liked is I liked how they just stopped lying. Because you remember at the end of episode one, Nora was telling Barry that she could go back, and Barry figured it out, and he said, "Let's keep it between us by now." And usually, when it comes to Flash and secrets, they keep it like all season. We're just like waiting 9 episodes, like, "Oh my gosh, when are they going to tell us?" But it seems like with this season, they told us right away in the next episode. That's how they kicked it off. So it's very cool to see that they are not holding back. They're going to be tackling a lot this year, and to just like hold on to minor details, that's going to be a waste of time. But moving forward, I just do like Cicada and what he is going to bring. He seems like a very he seems like, compared to Flash's other villains, he feels like a very blue collar
He's
type
more
of,
physical.
yeah, he feels like a blue collar type of power. Like he feels like the ordinary man, such as Thinker was like this philosopher, and Eobard Thawne was of course from the future, and even like even Wells and all that, blah blah blah. One thing I do want to see, hopefully, is we finally get the Rose Gallery for the Flash, like Mirror Master, Golden Glider, all of that, and we actually already have a link. We do have Mirror Master already there, and the lady who uses the special metal, I forgot her name off top. She could be the leader of the Rogues. So I'm interested to see if they will finally introduce them.
How do you think they're gonna add Harrison Wells back into the story?
They'll just pick one from another Earth. We will see. Like the Flash isn't the Flash without Harrison Wells.
Definitely. I'm surprised when they'll find him. He's such a good actor.
No, he really is.
But that should be all.
Okay, yes, and that is it. That is volume one, episode one of the Daily Planet review. And once again, I am your co-host at One Marcus Flowers on all social media platforms, aka Flow, aka call me what you want, just don't call me lazy. And make sure you are sticking tuned to 26 and Glencoe this week. We have a packed week. We have Dust Off the Cartridge on Monday. This is releasing on Tuesday as well as the Super Flow Bro podcast. Wednesday we have a special edition Metro Meta podcast. Thursday we have a Fantastic Flow podcast. Friday we have our brand new Titans review, which will also fall under the Daily Planet review podcast as well. So thank you once again. Thank you for subscribing. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at 26 and Glencoe, Instagram at 26 and Glencoe, like our Facebook page at 26 and Glencoe Media Network. And Morgan, do you have anything to add?
Follow me on Twitter at MetroMeta26. I changed it. So yeah.
And that's it. And until next time, peace.